Hey everybody, welcome back to part two with Craig and we're on another episode of an Impromptu Truth, and he's got some paranormal stories to tell us about a house in
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah. So this would be the most recent uh, encounter or whatever you want to call it. So that the apartment I used to live in that I moved out of about a year ago. I have a friend. I was in the first floor apartment. My friend and his lady are on the second floor apartment, and there was another girl on the third floor. But there was always some on the first floor apartment. I would always get like from time to time I get like the hair sticking up. You get a little vibe, like something, some energy's passing through or whatever.
Yeah.
And uh, and there was a time a couple years ago where I was getting like that, whatever that energy was. I forgot what else was going on at the time, but I was getting woken up. There was a couple instances where I got up, woke up, like kind of just woke up out of like dead sleep, like a little creeped out, and then looked. It was like 3:30, like the witching hour again. I was like, okay, I get it. Something's around. Something wants to flex, and but I just would like at this point, I'm older and I've dealt with a handful of paranormal experiences. I'm just like, yo, I'm going to fucking sleep. Like, leave me alone. I would just be like a little aggro with that energy.
Get a little aggressive towards
Yeah. But the one time, and I don't know if this tied in with like sleep apnea or not, because I do have like deviated septum, but I woke up in the middle of the night. I was having a dream about a cloud, like this energy, this dark energy, and it manifested itself as a mist, a black cloud, and it was coming at me, and it was while I was in bed. It was coming at me while I was in bed, and I remember I was fighting this. It's a dream. This is a dream, by the way, just to clarify. It's a dream I'm having, and I'm fighting this, but it's a dream of me in bed in the same exact setting in my bedroom in that apartment, and I'm in that bed, and this thing is like this energy is trying to choke me, and my girl's like, I'm like, I think I'm like grabbing like the air, I'm like attacking, like punching this energy, this cloud, and at the same time, like my girl kind of like wakes me up. She's like, and she was like, you sound like you were like punching the air, but you were like choking in your sleep. So I don't know if that was just like me. I don't know if I was literally having if that was an encounter, or if I was just the way my subconscious processed my sleep apnea, or what I assume I have some sleep apnea, and I was like just kind of choking. Like, I don't know, but I don't normally choke in my sleep, and I never really had that, so that was weird. But I just tossed it up to like me. I was sleeping on my back, so maybe like my tongue.
Okay.
I started choking a little bit. I don't know, but that was weird. But then that occurrence made me talk about it with like the other people in the building, my friend and his girl that live upstairs. She's very perceptive. She's very sensitive and perceptive to those energies. So she said, "No, Pete, there's like a negative energy. There's like two energies I get around here. One's like friendly and one's like not friendly." And she's like, "So I think maybe there is like that energy." And I'm like, "Okay." So fast forward a few months, whatever. It's about a year and a half ago. My friend's like, "Yo, my girl," he calls me up. He's like, "You home?" I'm like, "No, I'm coming from work." He's like, "Well, my girl's home. She's there alone. She was having some shit up. They were on the second floor apartment. I was still on the first floor." He's like, "She's having some shit. Like, she's getting some weird vibes up there, and that had been happening for some time. And she was actually scared of this, like that." So I came in. Also, they have a cat, and their cat was doing some real witchy shit, like just staring at the corner, like, you know, growling at invisible shit, acting weird. So I don't know. There obviously I think like there's some energy, but his girl said like, "Yo, like I seen." She said she saw it. She saw a kid. She said she's like, and she's the one we had. I told her like that dream I had, and she's like, "Well, there's two energies. One's good, one's not good. And I think one's a kid." And she's like, "Cause I seen it." She's like, "Cause I seen it." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like I don't see, I haven't seen an apparition of any sort since I was like 5 years old.
Okay.
But she's like, "I saw this." I'm like, "Okay." So she's talking about it, and she was just like, I came home from work early, and I went up there to like check on her because she was making dinner and she was scared, and she's like, "I just saw the kid in the other room and the cat," and it's like she was scared. And I was like, "All right," and we're in the kitchen on the other side of the apartment. It's a railroad apartment, and I'm like, "All right," and I'm like, and as soon as I got up there, it was like, all my hair sticks up everywhere. I think I'm perceptive in the fact that I can kind of sense a little bit of an energy. So I'm like,
a bit of an empath. I think that's what that term
empath.
is.
Yeah, so I'm a bit of an empath. I can sense it. So all my hair sticking up. I'm like, yeah, I feel like something's around here. And I've heard stories of people that have, felt they got touched. I know, like, physical contact. I never had that, but um, I felt like we're talking about it, and she's talking about this energy of a kid, and all of a sudden I feel I'm barefoot or wearing like, I think I'm barefoot, and I feel like something touches my big toe. It's like it felt like a finger, like someone with a finger gently pressed my big toenail, and I was like, oh shit. And I've never experienced anything like that in my life, so that was something that recently happened. And that's when she was telling me about the kid, and then fast forward a little later, he was talking to the landlord, found the kid. There was like a 6-year-old kid that died in that building in a fire or something, I forgot how that. So that kind of corroborated that there was potentially the energy of of a young kid that she, I think, was actually seeing.
Now, was the kid the only one to die in the fire?
I don't know.
Because
the building's old.
I mean,
the building's over 100 years old.
Oh, so that dark energy might be tied into something prior.
I think I don't think I get the vibe that the two energies are not related. But
okay.
Yeah, I don't have any updates on that. But
all right.
But that might be somebody that might be interested in doing an episode.
Hey,
talk to them.
Listen, I'd love to hear from her. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I do have live stream set up, so she wanted to hop on like a live stream for like YouTube.
Oh yeah. From remote.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can do something like that too.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that though. Yeah. The creepy foot touch. Yeah. Add that to the list of weird shit.
All right, man. Thank you again, dude. Appreciate it.
All right. Take it easy.
Yep.